The Roman army was an unstoppable force that conquered territories with deadly precision. But behind every victory was an invisible and essential machine: Rome's economy, which kept the legions supplied and ready for war. Without this structure, even the most ambitious campaigns would have crumbled. You might think that the strength of the legions lay solely in their weapons and combat tactics. But what if I told you that the real secret of Roman military power was the constant supply of grain, the construction of forts, and the efficiency with which Rome paid its soldiers? Today, we're going to explore the complex logistics that sustained the world's greatest army. Get ready to discover how Rome's economy fed and armed its legions, ensuring that even in the longest campaigns, they were never defeated by hunger or fatigue. What you're about to see will change the way you understand Rome's military success. The support for the Roman legions heavily relied on a continuous supply of grain, one of the key resources needed to keep soldiers in top shape during long campaigns. Wheat, in particular, was the cornerstone of the military diet, and Rome developed a sophisticated system of storage and transport to ensure the legions were never short on supplies, even in the most distant regions of the empire. Conquered lands, such as Egypt and North Africa, became true breadbaskets for Rome, and these agricultural regions were vital for sustaining the Roman war machine. Transporting grain was a logistical challenge in itself. Roman roads, famous for their durability and reach, played a crucial role in this process, allowing a steady flow of supplies. To ensure that grain arrived on time, Rome utilized both land and river routes, taking advantage of the navigable rivers of the empire and the Mediterranean Sea as a vast trade network. The efficiency of this system allowed the legions to operate far from urban areas, which was essential in long campaigns, like those in the Germanic and British frontiers. In addition to transport routes, the Romans relied on strategically located warehouses along the frontiers and within occupied territories. These warehouses served as supply points for the troops, ensuring that the army didn't depend solely on the regions they were invading. This prevented the legions from becoming vulnerable to supply shortages if local harvests were insufficient or destroyed during conflicts. The predictability of supply ensured the continuity of military operations across vast regions. Roman logistics also included the distribution and rationing of these foods. Each soldier received a regular portion of wheat, which, along with other staples like salted meat and wine, was essential for maintaining energy and morale. It was the responsibility of the headquarters and commanders to ensure that rations reached the men, something made possible only by the administrative organization that permeated the Roman army. Even in long battles, hunger was rarely a problem for the legions, in contrast to other armies of antiquity. This uninterrupted supply of grain allowed soldiers to focus on their missions without worrying about basic survival. Thus, the success of the legions didn't rely solely on brute strength, but on a highly organized economy capable of anticipating needs in a rapidly expanding empire. Roman control over grain supply was a crucial pillar of its ability to maintain a military presence in hostile territories and prolong campaigns without compromising troop effectiveness. The construction of forts was another vital part of Roman logistics, providing the legions with security and a stable operational base in conquered or soon-to-be conquered territories. These forts, known as castra, were quickly erected by highly trained military engineers and served both as defensive outposts and as logistical hubs for the distribution of supplies. Their presence along the empire's borders, from Britain to the Near East, symbolized Roman permanence and control over the occupied territories. Each fort was built with remarkable architectural precision, following a strict pattern. This allowed the legions to construct these posts rapidly, using local materials like wood and stone, without relying on large shipments from other parts of the empire. The Roman roads connecting these forts ensured efficient communication between them, allowing troops to move quickly in case of threats or for supplies to be sent effectively. Additionally, these forts functioned as rest points for marching troops, providing a safe place to recover and resupply. The importance of the forts went beyond defense. They also served as training and recruitment centers for new soldiers and housed workshops where essential weapons and equipment for battles were manufactured. Thus, The Roman economy not only sustained the legions, but also equipped and prepared them for war. The presence of blacksmiths, carpenters, and other skilled workers within the forts was essential for the maintenance of the legions, enabling them to be self-sufficient for long periods without the constant need to return to Rome. The choice of locations for building these forts also followed a strategic logic. They were often positioned in areas of tactical importance, such as hills overlooking valleys or near rivers, ensuring control over trade routes or potential invasion points. Rome's ability to construct and maintain these forts throughout the empire demonstrated not only its military prowess, but also the strength of its economy, which could finance such large-scale expansions while keeping the empire protected and its armies operational. The longevity of Roman forts, many of which later became cities or towns after the fall of the empire, is a testament to the success of this logistics system. They were not just temporary structures. They were part of an integrated economic and military plan aimed at ensuring stability and control over distant regions. The construction of these structures was a clear example of how the Roman economy was deeply intertwined with military success, providing shelter, resources, and a permanent military presence in far-off territories. The regular payment of the legions was one of the fundamental pillars for maintaining the loyalty and efficiency of Roman soldiers. Without adequate remuneration, it would have been impossible to ensure the strict discipline that characterized the Roman army. The pay, known as stipendium, was delivered at regular intervals, and the Roman economy had to adapt to ensure that this flow of money was never interrupted, even during the most distant and prolonged campaigns. This payment system was directly linked to morale, as a well-paid soldier was less likely to desert or show insubordination. The stipend was not just a reward for service, but also a tool to ensure that soldiers could support themselves financially, buy supplies, and send money back to their families in Rome or the provinces. The complexity of this operation involved the safe transport of large sums of money through occupied territories, where the threat of theft and ambush was often imminent. To avoid issues, Rome developed a primitive banking system, where funds were stored in safes at the forts and soldiers could receive their pay locally, without needing to carry coins during their travels. Additionally, payment wasn't limited to base salary. There were extra bonuses, such as war spoils and special rewards in gold for particularly successful missions or during times of crisis. During the years of expansion, it was common for soldiers to receive land in conquered regions, which not only incentivized legionaries to continue serving, but also helped in the Romanization of the provinces. The promise of wealth, both in money and land, made military service a desirable career, despite the constant dangers on the battlefield. Maintaining discipline in the legions required more than just timely payments. The very act of paying soldiers regularly was a symbol of stability and organization that set the Roman army apart from other, less organized forces of the time. In contrast to mercenary armies, the Roman legions viewed their service as an honor and a duty, thanks to a combination of pay, recognition, and an efficient hierarchical structure. The system of punishments and rewards, deeply rooted in Roman military culture, helped preserve order and obedience among the troops. The Roman economy, therefore, played a central role not only in supplying the army, but also in ensuring its motivation and internal cohesion. Rome's ability to finance its troops consistently allowed the empire to sustain military campaigns over centuries without collapsing financially. This careful balance between spending and military return was key to maintaining control over the vast territory that Rome dominated, ensuring that its soldiers remained loyal to the emperor and the republic. The speed at which the Roman legions could move across vast territories was crucial to the success of their campaigns. The extensive network of Roman roads, known for their durability and reach, allowed for the rapid and efficient movement of troops, supplies, and information. These roads connected the major centers of the empire and extended to the most remote borders, ensuring constant communication between the legions and Rome. The logistics of transporting both men and supplies was one of the central gears of the Roman economy, which relied on the efficiency of this network to sustain its military campaigns. These roads, which still impress today with their engineering, were designed to withstand the heavy traffic of soldiers, wagons, and supplies without deteriorating quickly. Made of layers of stone and topped with a durable pavement, they enabled Roman armies to cover great distances in record time. This mobility factor gave Rome a strategic advantage, as it could send reinforcements or respond to threats swiftly. In addition to roads, the Romans used rivers and the Mediterranean Sea as transport arteries to move large quantities of grain, weapons, and soldiers from one region to another. Beyond the physical transport of troops, rapid communication was essential for coordinating military actions in such a vast empire. To achieve this, the Romans developed an efficient postal system, the cursus publicus, which allowed for the exchange of important messages between commanders and the center of power in Rome. Horse-mounted messengers traveled the roads at impressive speeds, ensuring that imperial orders reached generals on the battlefield in time. This provided centralized control, allowing strategic decisions to be adjusted according to the needs of the legions and the contested territories. The transport of equipment and supplies also followed an extremely organized logistics system. Each legion had supply wagons, specialized engineers, and a support structure that ensured there was never a shortage of building materials, weapons, or food during marches. Thus, Rome not only conquered territories, but also established a lasting presence thanks to its ability to move resources quickly. Maintaining this system was costly, but the Roman economy, based on taxes from the provinces and control of trade routes, was able to sustain this level of organization. The combination of agile transport and efficient communication transformed the Roman army into an adaptable force capable of responding to multiple fronts simultaneously. The constant presence of the legions on Roman roads and waterways reinforced Rome's authority and its ability to project power. In the end, Rome's military success did not rely solely on tactical superiority, but on its skill in moving resources, information, and soldiers with an efficiency that few empires of antiquity could match.